Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is well and happy. This is a recording of a lesson that was done on the 28th of July. We could not upload that lesson because there was a technical difficulty. So we decided that we're going to re-record it. I'm going to re-record it so that it can be posted on YouTube. As I always say, guys, if you have any problems, please do contact me either via Twitter or via email. I'm always available and ready to speak with you guys. Right, so today we're dealing with adding capacity. Now we spoke about capacity and we said that, look, capacity is the amount of liquid or any other portable substance that are contained. So normally when we look at capacity, we're focusing mainly on liquids, oils, your water, etc. So our idea or our minds need to be directed onto saying, okay, what is liquids measured in? And we know that liquids are measured in either liters or milliliters. This is the real life application to say, look, we have either liters or milliliters. Yes, there are other measurements, but our prime focus now is liters or milliliters. And having that in mind, looking at that capacity, the amount of liquid that can be in the whole, we are able to estimate capacity, and it has its different instruments. We need to know how to move from liters to milliliters and from liters back into milliliters. Now, when we're looking at liters to milliliters, we are going to concentrate on one specific number, 1,000. Why 1,000? There are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So the ratio is 1,000 to 1, meaning that for 1 liter, for every liter, there's 1,000 milliliters. Hence, to move from milliliters to liters, right, I am going to what? Divide. And to move from liters to milliliters, I am going to multiply. It works that way. It works that way. Let me just clear up a bit, but it works that way. To move from one to the other, I multiply. To move from one to the other, I divide. It works that way. Let me show you best with the following slide. This is how you'd convert 3 liters into milliliters. I would multiply the 3 by 1,000, get 3,000 milliliters. So one way or another, to say that when I want to convert milliliters, right, my dear friend, liters, I'm going to divide by 1,000. When I want to convert liters to my dear friend, milliliters, right? No. Yes, when I want to convert my friend, milliliters, liters to my dear friend, milliliters, I'm going to multiply by 1,000. Why? Because milliliters are smaller than liters. Hence, to move from milliliters to liters, you're going to divide. But to move from liters to milliliters, you're going to multiply because milliliters are smaller. If I were to come to you and ask you that a particular man comes to you and offers you a drink and says that in one hand he's holding a 2-liter bottle of cold drink and the other hand is holding a 250 milliliters of cold drink, which one is more? You're going to say the 2 liters. Why? Because 250 milliliters is a quarter of a liter, right? So it is obvious that the milliliters are smaller than liters. That's how it works. And also one thing that is prime. I want to speak about the conversion part because it's always important to speak about the conversion part when we want to convert when we want to convert, right? Let me pop up a whiteboard for us, right? So I have now, it must be noted that there are two ways in doing this, right? You can have, saying that, you can have, now when we speak about the conversion, because once did it, but I want to clear it up, especially when it comes to decimals. You can have 750 milliliters, right? And I want to send it, because I wanted just to touch on this before we go also back to that part about the whole adding part, right? You have 750 milliliters. And now I want to get this into liters. So I'm going to divide by 1,000. So the beautiful trick about it is that there's a beautiful trick about it is that when you're dividing by 1,000, multiplying by, you're moving according to zeros, either multiplying or dividing. When you have 750 and I want to divide it by 1,000, all I do is I write out my 750, I put my decimal point behind, and now because I'm dividing, I move left. So I move left how many times? 3 times, because there are 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. Because there's nothing in front of the 7, I put a 0. So that means that 750 milliliters is equal to 0.75 liters. Works the other way around as well. I have 0.75 liters, and I want to change this, right, into milliliters. So I'm going to what? Multiply, because milliliters, because when you want to convert liters into milliliters, you multiply. So then I take my 7.05, my beautiful 7.05, and then I take my 0 and I go my decimal point, 1, 2, 3. Wherever I jumped and there's nothing, I put a 0. So my answer is going to be equal to that. This thing is equal to 750 milliliters. As simple as that. As simple as that. Now, this is when we're focusing on having a decimal point. I just wanted to clear that up before now we start speaking about the adding part. Let me give you guys 10 seconds so you can write this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for you guys to write it down. 10 seconds to remove pause. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me get out of the whiteboard. Right, no. Let me go back in. We were right here. Beautiful. So, having that in mind, having now seen how the decimals work, because we know the whole converting point. You know that when you want to change, you multiply. One way you multiply, the other way you divide. Now let's try and attack some questions. Right. There's one way of adding, right? There's one way of adding without converting. I'm going to show you the one way of adding without converting. And I'm going to show you the way that you add with conversion. I have hypothetically, whenever you add without converting, you add liters with liters, milliliters with milliliters. But the minute you reach 1,000 1,000 with the milliliters, you need to add that to the liters. Let me show you an example. Let me show you a beautiful example. We'll do about 3 examples, right? The ones that you don't need to, the ones that you don't need to convert. Then we'll do some other examples, the ones that you'd need to convert, right? And then we do some questions, and then we close off the lesson. So let's go back to our dear whiteboard. Right, here is our dear whiteboard with still the old information. Let me move off that. Let me erase. 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 Right. So right. So there's one part where we add, right? Let's get this very clearly. So there's one part where we add how do I put this? Yes. There's one part where we add there's one part where we add the liters with the liters, the milliliters with the milliliters. Right. So let's do this. You have 2 liters, right? 250 milliliters, right? Right? And you're adding that to 3 liters, 100 milliliters, right? You're adding that together, right? So you add, simple. This is now outside the space of converting it to anything. You've got 250 plus 100, so 0 plus 0 is 0, 5 plus 0 is 5, 1 plus 2 is 3, right? And then 2 plus 3 is 5 liters. Simple, not too difficult to understand. One part is milliliters, the other part is what? Is liters. Then you've got something on the other side. The other side says, wait, what if my milliliters turn into liters? What if something happens that I reach 1,000 here? What should happen? Here's the second example. So I'd have maybe 4 liters, 250 again, 250 milliliters, and I'm adding that to 5 liters, 750 milliliters, right? I'm adding this together. No conversion, no need to convert. You're just adding what are we finding together, right? And then you come to this part, right? I have, let me change my color. I want red. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 5 is what? Is put a 0 here. I add 1. 1 plus 2 plus 1. So it's 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 7 is what? Is 10. Making this now 1,000. So now since this has become 1,000, I add 1 here. Because this has now become 1,000. All of this is now 0, 0, 0, 0, right? 0.0000 milliliters, right? And this now, because this has become 1,000, I add it here. 1 plus 4 plus 5 becomes 1. 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 5 becomes what? 10. And it becomes liters. So all in all, there's no milliliters anymore. All in all, I have what? 10 liters. The minute this becomes 1,000, it goes to the other side. The minute it becomes 1,000, because that means now I have no more milliliters. I have 10 full liters. So I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds. 10 seconds to pause. And then I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to write, to unpause. So 10 seconds to pause. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 10 seconds to unpause. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. Excellent. 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 I want to touch on again. Now I'm going to erase. Now I'm going to erase. Now I'm going to erase. Now you can find a situation where you have decimals, right? Oh, I promised the conversion part. So now I'll start with something easy. 5 liters. And I must add this to 3 liters, right? But I must get my answer into milliliters, right? Let me change my color. So this, I first change. There are 2 ways of doing this. I can first add, right? Let's add vertically. 5 plus 3, right, is equal to what? 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. This is what? A liter. I convert this into milliliters of saying what? 8 multiplied by 1,000 equals what? Right? 8 multiplied, sorry about that. 8 multiplied by 1,000 equals to what? 8,000. 8 multiplied by 1,000 equals to what? 8,000 milliliters, right? Milliliters, right? Milliliters. Then I find that, okay, this is one way. The other way says, convert both of them into milliliters first. I've got 5 multiplied by 1,000. I start with 5 multiplied by 1,000. And I have what? 5 multiplied by 1,000 plus 3 multiplied by 1,000, right? And then I get what my answers. So I have 5,000 plus 3,000. So 5 multiplied by 1,000 first gives me what? 5,000. And then I have 3 multiplied by 1,000 gives me what? 3 multiplied by 1,000 gives me what? 3,000. And then when I add up the two, what do I get? 8,000 1,000 milliliters. You can work it out that way. You can work it out that way. This is one way of doing it. This is one way of doing it. I want to show you now with the decimal points. And then after I show you with the decimal points, then we can move right along. So 10 seconds to write. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 10 seconds to unpause. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. Then we've got, so this is one way. Then we've got with our decimal points. Now I want to show you with the decimal points some easy tricks that would make your life much more easier with the decimal points, right? Because you can find that you have something in liters and need to convert it into milliliters. We'll keep it at bay now, right? So I've got 5.25 liters plus 3.32 liters, right? Then they say, we want our answer in liters. It's fine. What you do is that, remember with decimals, we work with base 10. So if it's more than 10, it moves that other side. But here, I doubt you'd meet that. You have 3.25, right? Plus 3.32. Final answer is 5 plus 2 is 7. 2 plus 3 is 5. And then 5 plus 3 is 8. So my final answer is 8.75 liters. Oh, let's say they say, convert this into milliliters. What I do, guys, is that I would break up the two, being 1. I would want to multiply this by 1,000, right? And the behavior is still the same with the decimal point. So I take 5.25 and I multiply this by what? 1,000. Because what? The next question says, convert this into milliliters. So I take my decimal point, right? I take my decimal point and then I move it. 1, 2, 3, because there are 3 zeros. So I put a 0 behind there. So the first one is equal to 5,250 milliliters, right? The question changed to say, okay, after adding it, please convert your answer into milliliters. Then I have 3.32. So I write down my 3.32. And having written down my 3.32, and I'm multiplying it by 1,000 as well, I move my decimal point. Simple as that. I move my decimal point. So I start here, 3.32. I move my decimal point. 1, 2, 3. So I put a 0 over here. So my answer would be 3,320. Then I just add the two parts together. So I go here. I go 5,250 milliliters plus 3,320 milliliters. And then we add everything together, then my answer would be 0 plus 0 is 0, 5 plus 2, 7, 3 plus 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 plus 0, 5 plus 3 is 8. So I have 8,570 milliliters. But if I was just adding it as liters, I'd leave it as that, adding decimal points together. Please, guys, make sure you understand this. Here, same respect would go. If it goes over 10, it becomes one more, etc. And also, one very important thing that you guys should always note is that there are multiple ways of doing these things. It just make sure that you follow the rules and you make sure that you are adding and you always keep in mind whatever they're asking you for, right? 10 seconds to write down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 10 seconds to unpause. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Let's move right along. Let's move right along. Let's move right along. So here they want all our answers must be what? In liters. Let me give you guys some time. I'll give you 10 seconds to pause. And that 10 seconds for you guys to pause. Then I'll give you now. And then we do their answers. And they want all our answers to be what? In liters. So we're going to try number 1, number 6, and number 9. 10 seconds to pause. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 10 seconds to unpause. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right now, what we're going to do is now we're going to look into the correction. So we start with number 1, then we go to number 6, then we go to number 9. Right. Let us try that as much as possible. Right. So number 1 said, what is 4,000 milliliters plus 4,000 milliliters? What is 4,000 milliliters plus 4,000 milliliters? Let me raise this up. So what is 4,000 milliliters plus 4,000 milliliters? Let me raise all of this. What is 4,000 milliliters plus 4,000 milliliters? This will be the end of our lesson, right? So I'm adding 4,000 milliliters, right? Now there are 2 ways to do this. 4,000 plus 4,000, right? Both are milliliters, right? So it's what? 4,000 plus 4,000 is 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 4 plus 4 is 8. That's what? 8,000 milliliters. Then, to convert it into liters, all I'm doing is saying 8,000 right? 8,000 divided by 1,000. You can do it this way. And there's a nice trick of just once you can just cancel the zeros. This one goes with this one. This one goes with this one. 8 divided by 1 gives us what? 8. So you'd have 8 liters. Or you can just say that 8,000 divided by 8,000 divided by 1,000 would give you 8, right? Now, you would have that in mind, or you can change it up. You can convert both. You can say 4,000, because it's 4,000 plus 4,000. So you say 4,000 divided by 1,000, right? You can divide the first 4,000 and add it to the next one where it's 4,000, right? 4,000 divided by 1,000, right? And then put this in here, put this in here, right? Put this in here, you put this in here, brackets, we use brackets so you don't confuse things. 4,000 divided by 1,000 is equal to what? 4. Plus 4,000 divided by 1,000 is equal to what? 4. Then you'd have 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. Those are the two ways in which you can do this question. Those are the two ways in which you could have done this question. And your final answer would have been 8 liters. Simple as that. Simple as that. 10 seconds to write it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds to write. For pause. 10 seconds to unpause. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The next question was, what is 8,000 plus 2,000? What is 8 liters plus 2,500 milliliters? So also, there are two ways in which you could have done this question, right? Two ways. Two ways in which you could have done this question. Two ways. Let me erase everything. There are two ways in which you could have done this question. Properly and appropriately done it, right? Two ways. Note two ways in which you could have done this question. Right. There's option number 1. I've got 8 liters, right? And I'm adding it to what? 2,500 milliliters. I changed this 2,500 milliliters first, convert it into liters. And you know, when you're changing milliliters to liters, what do? Milliliters being changed to liters, you divide. Let me not put that there, but you divide. You divide, right? So what I'll do is that I'll take my 2,500 and I say, okay, 2,500 divided by 1,000. And I said, when you move from right to left, when you are dividing, you move from right to left. So I take 2,500 and then I put a decimal point behind it. And I say 1, 2, 3. So I know that actually I have what? 2.5 liters. And having 2.5 liters, I go to my 8 liters here and I add it. I add what? 2.5 liters. And what is 8? 8 plus 2 is what? 10. 10.5 liters. That's the final answer. 10.5 liters. Or I could have changed this first into milliliters. So I say what? 8 multiplied by 1,000. Right? I would have changed this into milliliters quickly. 8 multiplied by 1,000. But this is just if you're too scared. Right? And then I add it to this. So I say 8,000, right? Plus 2,500. And then I get an answer of what? 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 5 plus 0 is 5, 8 plus 2 is 10. Then I convert this right here. This 10,500 milliliters. Right? I convert this 10,500 milliliters into liters. So I divide by 1,000 right here. So I divide by what? 1,000. And I start here. So I start, because there's no space, 1, 2, 3. So my answer would be 10.5 liters. 10.5 liters. 10.5 liters. That's how two ways could have done it. Either way works out for everyone. 10 seconds for pause. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 10 seconds to end pause. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. Let's do the last question. The last question. 2,100 milliliters plus 1,200 milliliters. I'll do this one in a much more quicker way. Right, so I can go directly to the homework. So it's 2,000. I'll open it up again. All right. So, okay. The question is 2,100 plus 1,200. 2,100 plus 1,200. 2,100 milliliters plus, oh, that's 21,000. Plus 1,200. So all you do is this, you add 2,100 as milliliters. Both are milliliters. Let me just put ml, ml. So you add these two together, and in adding them together, 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 3 is 3. Sorry, 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. Then I just convert this. I divide this by 1,000. I take 3,300 and then I just divide it by 1,000. And I say this dear friend of ours will be divided by 1,000. Then I do that trick of ours, that nice trick of ours, where I write it out for us. And then after writing it out for us, I start from the back. 1, 2, 3, because 1,000 has 3 zeros. My final answer is 3,3 liters. There's also another way of changing these two, right? So I would change the 2,100 and divide it. Also, first change it into liters. So convert it first. Divided by 1,000. And working with the way we've worked, it would give me 22.1 liters. And then I would also convert this. Let me add here, and then I convert this 1,200 and I divide this by 1,000 and it's going to give me what? I convert this by 1,000, it's going to give me what? I'm adding this thing plus 1.2. 1.2, and I add them together. 2 plus 1 plus 2 is 3, and 1 plus 2 is 3. So it's what? 3,3 liters. And I'm done. I'm done. It is as simple as that, guys. 10 seconds to pause for you guys to write this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 10 seconds to pause. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is our story. All three of our answers were correct. 8, 10.5, 3.3. Here is your homework, guys. Please screenshot this. Please take this. Please do your homework. And please make sure if you don't understand, please speak to me. Homework 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Pause. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for being an amazing class. Thank you for being superstars. I love you all. You're all amazing. Goodbye. And if you need anything, here's my email address. Much love, much hope. And guys, anything is achievable as long as you believe. Goodbye. Love you all. Mwah.